This video is going to help you start your novel, i.e. Once Upon a Time, but in a more exclusive way. It's also going to help you start your novel if you've been thinking about wanting to write, but you aren't sure where to begin. I'm not suggesting that you start your novel with Once Upon a Time. Thanks to Liz Gilbert, we're going to have a far more interesting way to begin your story. But I do want to explain why that is such a popular phrase. It's because it signals three really important things to your reader. It signals that you're in a story. It signals that your reader is going to encounter a setting and that within that setting, events are going to take place. You want to begin your novel in a way that does this. What it will mean is that your reader will have instant trust in your ability as a writer. It will also mean that when a literary agent opens your submission, they will sit up and they will pay attention. Now remember, if anything isn't clear in this video, pop a comment below, ask a question, and I can help you make sure that you are opening your novel in a way that is going to make readers and agents sit up and pay attention. One specific technique that you can use when you are starting your novel is what Liz Gilbert uses in her latest book, City of Girls. Give me a like below if you are a fan of Liz Gilbert, and I highly recommend this book as well, Big Magic, if you are really interested in digging into the creative process and learning more about it. On a very basic level, you begin your novel with a question, and I'm going to break that down for you so that you can have a series of variations to make it specific for what you're writing. Even if you haven't started a project yet, this is a great way to start to come up with ideas and guarantee that you are telling a story in your novel. You'd be amazed at how many books get rejected by publishers and agents, not because the writing isn't any good, but because there isn't enough of a story. So I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Beginning your novel with a question means that the reader immediately wants to know what the answer is. So in City of Girls, the narrator of the story, Vivian, has had a relationship with a man. The novel starts with the daughter asking Vivian what kind of relationship that was. And so the novel takes the form of a response, a letter to the daughter to explain the relationship. The added bonus is that it makes the style of the novel conversational, which is really popular at the moment, and it is a great way to draw your reader in. I was hooked right from the start. So let me break it down so far. Firstly, the narrator is asked a question, which the book then answers. The narrative then gives you lovely scope to ponder and be philosophical. For example, in City of Girls, Vivian is left wondering, what was my relationship with this man? Now, please note that you want to find a question that doesn't have a simple yes, no answer, but takes some time to explain. And also remember that your reader is not stupid. They need to believe that it takes the time that you're taking to explain the answer to the question. So for example, in City of Girls, Vivian has to provide quite a lot of context in order to explain what her relationship was with this man, and it is done in a believable way. So how can you use this technique? Well, you don't necessarily have to have another character ask the question, as in the first example I've given. You could actually have the narrator asking themselves. They might be looking back at a specific time in their life wondering, if I'd done this differently, what would my life be like now? So the narrator can ask and answer their own question. The narrator can also discover something that provides some kind of universal question. It might be that they discover an artifact that leaves them wondering if there's something about the Earth's history that has been covered up. Doing the work on how you are starting your novel and getting really clear about your intentions behind telling the story is going to ensure that you have a much more successful first draft. And it's going to ensure that you have a much higher chance of wowing your reader and being accepted by a literary agent. One final comment is that I want you to see your question as being much more related to story rather than trying to shove an opinion down your reader's throat. So for example, in City of Girls, this is not a book about the right and the wrong way to have a relationship with a man, but it's an exploration into one specific character's way that she defined her own relationships with men, how she explored right ways, wrong ways, and came up with an answer that suited her. Finally, using this one specific method of writing your book is really going to help with the long-term process of writing. It means that if you get distracted by the demands of life or you find yourself losing the plot, you come back to that question and ground yourself. That question becomes your anchor and it gives you that long-term ability to stick at it and really make sure that you get that draft written. If you found this helpful, give me a like. There's going to be plenty more technique videos coming up. See below for my free downloads and a link to my advanced online writing sessions. And remember, when you are prepared to write no matter what, that's when your writing dreams become a reality. I'll see you next time.